Honestly, I think the Ableton Move is a brilliant bit of kit, but not without its problems, which I'll get onto a little bit later. But I've been using it for the past month and I love this little thing. I know I'm pretty late to the party with this video, but that's good because one, this isn't a review video, this is just my thoughts on it. And two, it's given me longer to play with the unit and use it out there in the real world. I purchased the Move the moment I saw it. It was the bit of kit that I always hoped Ableton would make. And again, I've got a couple of reasons for this. The first is that it is a brilliant sketchpad for coming up with new ideas. And that's exactly what it is. It's a sketchpad, not a device for coming up with full tracks, just ideas. I kept rolling my eyes at the numerous posts and videos that were going on about the limitations of the Move, when right from the start, I kind of saw exactly what Ableton were trying to do. To explain this, I'm actually going to show you an app, and no, it's not Ableton Note. Actually, it's a little iPhone app called Auxy. I've been using this for a few years to jot musical ideas down on the go. There is a paid version, but honestly, I just use the free version. It really simply allows you just to add an instrument, throw down some notes, and then maybe add another layer with some drums, for example. And then when you're finished with your idea, then you can just export that to MIDI and then use it within your DAW. If I go through some of the ideas that I've made on the app, you'll see that I've used maybe 2, maybe 3 tracks within them. Usually drums, a bass, possibly a lead line. That's all I really needed for the idea. And the sounds themselves aren't that great. They're very limited presets you get with the free version. But that's really all I need it for. I don't really care. It's just about getting the idea down. So when Ableton revealed the Move and it only had 4 tracks, I got it. Honestly, that's all I feel that you need to get a musical idea down. The fact that you have a bunch of presets, actually pretty good sounding ones, again, isn't an issue. It's not a sound design machine. It's about coming up just with musical ideas. So I got it. I saw exactly what Ableton were going for with this machine. And the best thing is that it's even more seamless to get your ideas from here into live, because all of the presets that are on here work their way straight into live instruments. So you have everything you need to complete the idea in there. I am, of course, just talking about me. These are just my opinions and wants for the device. And in that respect, I think Ableton nailed it. The second reason that I bought the Move was because I saw it as a portable version of the Push. Now, I do a bunch of sessions outside of my studio, so that means I'm on the road a lot. The Push is fantastic, and I've been taking it around in a hard carry case, but honestly, it really is a bit of a pain to lug around. And given I have to carry it in my hand, getting around cities using public transport and most probably carrying a coffee whilst I'm doing so, you kind of really need both hands, and carrying that just is a bit of a pain really. So having a smaller version of the Push that I can just put in my backpack has been really great. I've been able to use it in a whole load of studio sessions and just chuck it in my backpack afterward. But here's where my first issue is: the connection to live. Now, I don't know if it's just me. I've always installed the latest update when it's become available, but the connection to live has been patchy. Well, at least in my experience anyway. Sometimes it'll take a few tries to connect, sometimes it will crash and need a hard restart, and sometimes it's just fine. There's no real predicting it as to if it will connect at all, and if it does connect, how long it will stay connected for. Put it this way, for me, it's not been as seamless and as problem-free as using the Push. A second thing, and I wouldn't really say this is an issue, but something I do find a bit of a pain, is knowing what each of these control knobs along the top does at any one point. I'm sure if you're using the standalone a hell of a lot, then you kind of learn the mappings, but the only way you can really tell what each knob is mapped to is by resting your finger on it. And this changes from each instrument you use on the device. I kind of wish there was like a mini screen under each knob so you could show its mapping and maybe its value as well. It probably would have bumped the price up a little bit more, but it would have been great to see that information a bit like you do with the Push. In fact, if we're talking wishlist, I really wish we had the screen that was from the Push on this device. I know we're talking about something that costs twice as much, but that screen just looks so good. If only we had something like that on this device, it would be amazing. But that aside, I still think the Move is an amazing bit of kit and almost the perfect fit for me. But that might not be the case for you, which is totally fine. I don't think this was made for everybody and is right for every use. However, I can see exactly what Ableton were going for with this machine. Sure, it does have its limitations, but that's okay. Not everything has to do everything. But I feel what it does do, it does very well. And I'm going to be using this a whole heap going forward.